I was in college, I heard this story, which actually changed my life. The story of a man, he would go to the beach every day. Thousands of fish used to be washed ashore because of the waves. And they were all on the shore, flapping their wings and almost dying. And there was this old man who would go pick up one fish at a time, throw it into the sea. Then he would go pick up another one, throw it into the sea. He would keep on doing this. He would do this every day. So this group of young people who were on the beach, they walked up to him and said, "You must be really crazy, man. There are thousands and millions of fish dying out there. You're picking up one and you're throwing it into the sea. You think you're making a whole lot of difference?" He didn't say anything. He just bent down, picked up another fish, threw it into the sea, and he said, "It makes a difference in the life of that fish." I think this is a story which changed my life. I said, I can do little things which will make a difference to the lives of people. Then I said, how am I going to do it? Then I kind of zeroed in on the Indian Administrative Service. I said, this gives me the power to reach out to people and to make a difference in the lives of people, in the life of people of this country. Vast majority of whom were illiterate, were below poverty line, were not even having one meal a day. So I decided to get into the Indian Administrative Service. It's a hugely competitive examination where now almost 1 million people write the examination and 100 people get selected. I got in. That was, of course, was a huge miracle because coming from the background where I am, having studied in a non-electrified village, in the Malayalam medium school, son of a school teacher, that was quite a bit of an achievement. And beyond that, I was known to be the dumbest kid in the history of the school. My teachers had written me off, my headmaster had written me off. They said I will never pass school. But of course, the miracle happened. I passed school, and then now a second miracle happened. I got into the Indian Administrative Service. Well, once I got into the service, I decided, when I walked through the gates of the Mussoorie Academy, where the AJCE Academy is located, I said, I'm here to bring happiness into the lives of people. It's very easy to say, I have now succeeded, I've got into the AJCE, life is going to be beautiful. I said, no, I want to make the life of other people beautiful. I said, whatever it takes, I'm going to do that to bring happiness into the lives of people. I said, if it comes to breaking the rules, I would do that. So I never read the All India Service rules because I said, I'm going to break them every day. Because one of the rules say, you shall not criticize government policy or action. And I said, no. If a government action is corrupt, I have the liberty and the freedom and the fundamental duty as a citizen to criticize that. So got into Mussoorie Academy, finished the training, and of course my first job was a sub-collector in Devikulam, Munnar. And that's where I started on this huge journey of discovery. It was fantastic because I was completely left free from the district collector to do whatever I wanted to. There were no telephones those days, no mobile phones, so I ran my own kingdom. I drove through the high ranges. It was a very exciting life. I organized the first car rally in Kerala in 1982. I mean, I love fast cars. I love speed. Of course, till my car crashed, totaled 4 times on the highway, broken into pieces, and of course, I have slowed down after that, but otherwise I used to love speed. And after that, of course, I became the district collector of Kottayam, this district. District collector of a place is possibly the most exciting job in the world. It's possibly the most powerful job anywhere. You are in charge of everything, from enforcing law and order to land revenue to providing drinking water to sanitation to education and law enforcement. Everything is your responsibility. So when I came here, I said, let's do something which is really different. I looked at people and I said, whole lot of people are illiterate. How is your life? How can you live a dignified life if you are not literate? So I got to discuss with the university, got the NSS volunteers, got a whole lot of young people, and we decided that we are going to make Kottayam town the first 100 literate town in the country. About 14,000 volunteers worked, completely free. Very little money came from the government of India. Otherwise, everybody worked free. And it was amazing to see young girls who just school dropouts, volunteering, working past midnight, coming at 5 o'clock in the morning, being so much involved. The whole entire city was involved. I mean, everybody breathed literacy. So in 1989, Kottayam was declared the first 100% literate town in India. I think possibly, I don't know if there is any other world which can pride itself of being 100% literate town. We looked at healthcare. We said people have the right to get healthcare. We got the entire health department to go down to the villages, right where people live. We got 100% immunization for children, and we achieved a quality of health index in Kottayam district better than the United States of America. We built a cancer hospital in the Kottayam Medical College campus with contribution from 8.2 million people. I think this institution possibly has been built with the largest number of contributors from anywhere in the world. Now, it's a people's hospital. We decided that the government exists for people, and everybody has the right to get what they deserve from the government. But of course, lives of millions of people in this country is caught up in the red tape of the bureaucracy. Things are not delivered. So I decided one fine day that I will go down to people. But what was my motivation for doing this? One day, an 80-year-old lady comes to my house. She's helped by a young lady, and she came in home and shouted at me and says, this is the third trip to the collectorate. You are never not here. Twice when I came, I had to change buses. I have to get help. And finally, the punchline, she says, the government is giving you a car. Why don't you come and see me in the village? Now, that triggered a huge idea. We decided the entire district administration will go down to the villages, but with preparations. We would receive petitions in advance, examine them for 15 days, and then go down to the village and dispose of everything. Whatever they ask for must be given. So this became a huge success, and we went down to every panchayat in the district. And of course, 3-4 years back, it won the highest UN award for good government practice. So the district collector has amazing ability, has the power and the money to try out innovative ideas, to reach out to people. And I said, if I'm the district collector, if I represent, my job is to ensure that people's grievances are taken care of, that they are solved, and they are solved right there where they live. So this was a huge success. Now it has been adopted by various states. Well, after that, I went down to Delhi as Commissioner of Delhi Development Authority. My job was to enforce the law. Lot of land belonging to the government was being encroached upon, thousands of acres. And when I did a survey, I found it was the biggest political leaders of Delhi who were encroaching on land. And the top 10 were the biggest political leaders of Delhi, and I picked up the number 1. And everybody was so scared. His building was 200,000 square feet, and he was a mafia leader. I said, no, we have a very simple rule. We will take on the biggest mafia leader first. We got ready. We went and demolished. This 200,000 square feet building belonging to the biggest mafia leader was demolished in 36 hours, reduced to dust. And of course, everybody said, wow, this is fantastic. Over the next 5 years, 36,000 employees of the DDA, I didn't do it. And I was there all the time. We together, we destroyed the mafia. We demolished 14,310 illegal mansions belonging to the biggest, richest, most powerful people in Delhi. Now, simple question is, a lot of people say, wow, this is fantastic. This is a miracle. No, there's nothing in it. All that you need is a backbone. You must have the courage to say, God has given me this job. I'm here in this job to enforce the law. And my job is to ensure that justice prevails, that criminality is not allowed to flourish. Very simple thing. We did it, and everybody thinks it's a miracle, but I don't think so. Well, I also set up an NGO to fight corruption, Janashakti. When the plague hit Delhi, we went around cleaning garbages because all the municipal employees ran away. And when we went to the fourth cleaning program in East Delhi, we were just 15 of us, my wife, my small little boys, and some Janashakti volunteers. I had demolished 3 houses belonging to the local member of the assembly. They came and attacked us, 300 people with lathis and swords and sticks. They beat us up badly. My wife was left in a pool of blood. They thought she was dead. Well, luckily a police vehicle came that way, picked her up, and she survives with 32 stitches. Well, that's part of life. That's part of my job. I don't see anything great in me having done that. These are hustles which one has to face when one is in public life and if we are responsible citizens. And it really, gets you thinking, well, should we be scared when there is a public issue? Our position has been very simple. No, we just go out and just do it. If we get beaten up, well, that's part of the job. Well, after spending 27 years in the IAS, Administrative Service, I decided to quit. Why? Because everybody says politics is dirty. And I said, sorry, no, politics has to be clean, and I had to prove that politics can be clean. I quit, and I contested the elections from this constituency, where this function is being organized now. And I won on the 32nd day as an independent member of parliament. People elected me. Why? Because they said, when he was a district collector, when I was a district collector, I was with the people. So people never forget. Poor people, ordinary people, they never forget whatever you do. So I went to the assembly. But I decided from day one, I'm going to be a different kind of politician. By and large, politicians in India spend time attending marriages and funerals. I said, sorry, I'm not a marriage funeral MLA. My job is to be the voice of the people in the assembly. My job is to bring development to the constituency. And I became the only MLA without a driver, living in a tiny little room here. Morning 6 o'clock, I would be out. Every day we used to go to a different village, along with the elected representatives of people, panchayat members, and we would meet people sitting under the trees. And in the evening, after we got all the suggestions from people, after touring around the whole village, we will sit down and say, now, what is your top priorities? We would list out 5 of those, and my job would be to chase these projects, to get the money and implement them. And of course, in 5 years as a member of the assembly, I got 350 crores into my constituency, which is about 10 times what the Chief Minister of Kerala got. As a politician, I found it, people love you. As a member of parliament, if you are with them and if you do their work, and if people perceive you to be their representative, doing the kind of work which they want, they love you. Well, in 2011, I decided to resign from the assembly because I said, I want to be in national politics. Country was not going in the right direction. I said, we need somebody who can lead the country. I quit and joined the National Party. And I've been working in that party for the past 6.5 years when I was made the Minister for Tourism, Information Technology, and Electronics. Having great fun. My job is very simple. I'm supposed to market India as the Minister for Tourism. And last year, in 2017, has been a fantastic year for me and for the country. We crossed the 10 million mark in foreign tourist arrivals, which is an increase of 15.36% over the past year. Our receipts from the foreign tourists have gone up by 20.2%. And our domestic tourism is done very well. It's also going up by about 10%. The total number of trips last year on the domestic circuit by people traveling within India has been about 1.8 billion. We provide jobs to 12.36% of India's total employment bracket. We contribute about 6.88% to the GDP of India, and I believe this is still just the tip of the iceberg. India is the most incredible country. It's a 5,000-year civilization with everything, 8,000 kilometers of sea coast, backwaters, tropical forests, deserts, mountains. 70% of Himalayas is in India. It's an incredible country. It's a living civilization with a living philosophy. I want the whole world to come to India, not just to see, not just to experience. The new word we have coined is transformational experience. Anybody who comes to India should go back and say, wow, I am a different person now. So just recently in the Berlin International Tourism Festival, India won the first prize for the first time for the best pavilion in Asia, Oceania, and Australia region. And we've done very well. But we believe, no, we can do much bigger things. And that's the whole objective. I want to double the tourist inflow in 3 years. I want to double the tourist income in 3 years, and all this is possible. Now, what's my takeaway from bureaucracy and from politics? Simple. I believe all these excuses being made by bureaucrats saying, sorry, we can't do it because of political interference. Let me tell you, I've had never had any political interference from any politicians. I've been able to do whatever I wanted to. I've been able to dream things for the country as a bureaucrat and do it. So no excuses. We can do it. As a politician, my election, I spent no money, very little money, paid no money to anybody. It proves that politics can be clean. There is still a whole lot of space for honest people, for honest politicians, people who dream. There is a big space for such politics. I think that's where we want a whole lot of young people to say, yes, politics is also one of the great career. That's really the forum where we can make the biggest difference to the world. Now, fundamentally, if you ask me finally, what's the one thing which I believe in? It's very simple. I'm created with a difference. I must dream my own dreams. I must chase my own dreams. I have a backbone. I need to keep that. And if you really make the big effort, everything succeeds. Everything works. Thank you.